figures of G.I. Joe, real American hero. Whenever there's trouble, G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe will always dare. Comic books, cartoons, figures made for action, commercials made.
If you're not hyped up and excited after watching that music video, I don't even know what to tell you, because I'm ready. I'm ready. Sign me up, G.I. Joe. Give me a code name. I'm ready to fight Cobra. And give me some G.I. Joe intel. Let me know what I need to do. Man, yo, Joe, and welcome to T's Multiverse. I'm your host, Tyrus, and call me blown away because, man, the Joe team did a phenomenal job with everything that they presented. Congrats to both Emily and Lenny and the rest of the Hasbro Joe team, and I am just beyond excited for everything that's to come out. Everything that they revealed was fantastic, and I just cannot wait for all of it. It's something for everyone. And if you've been following this channel, there are a number of reveals that I've already reported on that were coming out that I knew about. But even though I knew about some of this stuff, it still didn't take away from all of the excitement that I had for it. It just made it that much more. I don't want to go on and on. I can, but I don't want it to go on too long on you guys. I'm just excited, man. I am so excited, folks. It's just, let me stop babbling. All right, first up, we have Zarana. And Zarana screams 80s. The color, the style, the attitude. Now, even though these are digital renders, man, you can still get a feel for what these figures are to be. The color, the makeup, I just love it, man. The midriff jacket that she's rocking. She reminds me of that R&B pop singer, Jane Child, that song, I don't wanna fall in love. I did my best. I put the video to that song in the description below. That song was bad, man. It is still bad to this day. But she reminded me of Jane Child. All right, next up we have my boy Dusty. And Dusty, one of my all-time favorite Joes. He got a lot of play during the G.I. Joe animated series. They focused a lot on that character. I love Dusty. I love the lighter paint deco that they used for his camouflage outfit. He has that Havelock headdress that is removable, as well as the goggles, which is interesting. So really some nice things that they've added to this Dusty figure, and I'm really excited for him. I'm excited for everybody. I'm going to say that like 9,000 times over, but all right, so we have some Tiger Force versus Python Patrol reveals. And first up is a figure that I was really excited to see, and that's Recondo. We got a Recondo for the Tiger Force that's coming out. He looks awesome. And we have yet another one of my favorite Joes in Bazooka, and he looks great as well. Now, with these two figures, I'm excited about their Tiger Force reveals, but I want both of these figures in retro form as well. And I have a feeling that we're going to get Bazooka and Recondo as a part of that retro 6-7 inch wave. So they'll probably be in wave 2 or something. I got a feeling, because you know they're going to use this mold again like they did with the Gung-Ho figure. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to this release. And I'll take these, but I'm hoping that we get the retro versions as well. And up next, we have the Python Patrol Viper, which looks pretty cool as well. You know, this is the year of army building for Cobra during the classified as well as the O-ring line. So that's an awesome thing. And then we have yet another figure that I knew was coming, and that's Dr. Mindbender. A lot of us have all been waiting on this guy, and he looks marvelous. I love what they did with Dr. Mindbender. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what accessories he comes with. Now, this Dr. Mindbender figure will include a soft goods cape, which is interesting. I think this is the first G.I. Joe figure that will have soft good items, so that's going to be really interesting. They said they made the eye that has the lens more bigger than the other to give that depth perception, so really excited for that. And up next, we had a figure that I really don't know much about. They say he came out in the late 90s, and that is the Kamakaro ninja figure, and it seems like he might be a part of that ninja group that both Storm Shadow as well as Snake Eyes are a part of. So he looks pretty interesting. I don't know much about him. You know, I'd like to see him in figure form. All right, so we have some new Super 7 figures that are coming, and stay tuned for my Super 7 video, because I have fallen down, and oh boy, the G.I. Joe reaction Super 7 rabbit hole for right now. But I followed in. But they revealed Roadblock, Flint, Cobra Commander, Snake Eyes, Baroness, and Firefly. So Cobra Commander, Baroness and Snake Eyes were a part of the last wave. They gave us more classic versions, but these are more the updated, maybe season 2 versions that we're getting here. Overall, I think they did a great job with all of the Super 7 reaction reveals. Which most stood out to me is the Roadblock. He looked great. Flint, as well as the Firefly. You know, that Firefly figure, I'm really hoping that we get him in that 6-7 inch new retro wave that they released. I feel they will release him in that wave. You know, I feel like any figure that they might have tried to modernize in the early days of G.I. Joe Classified, we may get in that new retro line, such as a Duke, hopefully, because I do not like that G.I. Joe Classified version of Duke. So we'll have to see, so stay tuned. All right, up next, the team will go into the figures that are going to go up for pre-order, which is extremely exciting because I cannot wait for these figures to be actually released. But we actually got an opportunity to see in-hand versions of these figures, starting with Stalker. Now, Stalker is near and dear to my heart because he was the very first G.I. Joe figure that I got as a kid. So to see him in current day getting the G.I. Joe Classified treatment is huge for me. He looks phenomenal. The beret, as well as the little scarf he has, is removable. He comes with a number of accessories, man. I just love the paint deco. It's one thing to see the digital render of the figures, but to actually see an in-hand version or any figure is a whole nother thing. It was just so cool to see all these figures in hand. So I'm really excited about this Stalker figure. Up next, we have Tomax and Xamot, the twins, and they look fantastic. I love how they kept in that same classic 80s style that they had, so they did not deviate from how they look in the animated series, and I really look forward to the release of these figures. Another thing I want to mention about all these figures here that are going to be released is the style of art that's presented on the display packaging. It's magnificent, and I really appreciate what these artists are putting within these display packagings. Up next, we have the Viper 3-pack. Now, this is the year of army builders across the board for G.I. Joe, whether it be the classified line or whether it be the O-ring side of things. So, you know, 3 Viper troop pack is awesome. You know, that's something I definitely want to dive into. It's an easy way to troop build for your G.I. Joe Classified Cobra collection. So to get this Viper 3-pack, you're set. I mean, you get 2, you got 6 Cobra Vipers. So I really like what they're doing with that. They look fantastic. The big thing about this Viper 3-pack is the fact that they not only come with all of these, the backpack and the guns and everything, but they come with blast effects. So this is a new thing that the Hasbro G.I. Joe team is jumping into in terms of providing blast effects for their figures. So I hope that that's something that we see more of for all of the G.I. Joe figures moving forward. So I really like that we're getting that with this Viper 3-pack. Again, this is the year of troop building for G.I. Joe across the board, and I'm really excited for what they're doing with that. All right, up next, they dived into the O-ring side of things with the O-ring Cobra Trooper 2-pack. That army building thing, they're on that, which is pretty cool. So the O-ring officers look really awesome. I like what they did with them. Again, it just harkens back to what I had back in the day in the 80s with these figures. So I really like how they stayed with that same aesthetic with these O-ring figures. They will be a Hasbro post-con exclusive, much like that Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow 2-pack. All right, next up, they revealed an item that I knew was coming, but I didn't know how I feel about it. And that is the collaboration between G.I. Joe and Transformers. But I really like what they did because they paired Megatron up with the Baroness. So we have Megatron, who will transform into a H.I.S.S tank with the Baroness figure, and I think that was so awesome. What an ingenious idea. I think it turned out fantastic. You know, I like the fact that you can mount the Baroness inside the little turret cannon compartment, even with Megatron in robot form. So I'm really looking forward to seeing like how this whole collaboration is going to play out, because I really like what they did with this, and it really works. So I'm excited about this. This also goes up for pre-order on various online outlets, so I'll leave a link in the description below. All right, up next, they showcase figures from that new retro G.I. Joe carded line that's coming up, which will be a Walmart exclusive. But I honestly feel like this should be the standard G.I. Joe line. I mean, your market is basically children from the 80s, and the 80s kids like myself, we want just the retro carded items. I mean, I just feel like this should be the standard over the classified line. I feel like they should phase out the classified line and really just go full stream with this retro carded wave of figures. So they actually had in-hand versions of the Gung-Ho figure, Destro, Baroness, as well as the Lady J figure, and they all look fantastic. I love the retro card art for these figures. They really harken back to what we had back in the day. I like seeing that classic Gung-Ho with the bald head. That's how we should have gotten them in the first place. You know, Baroness, Destro look awesome. And I mentioned this in my previous video. That Destro figure is really rivaling that Super 7 version that's coming out, man. I mean, it's just like you get the same style of Destro in this retro card art, minus all of the accessories that the Super 7 comes with. But this is a fantastic looking Destro. Again, I feel like this should be the standard G.I. Joe line that they should just go with, because this is your market. They mentioned that these figures will go up for pre-order during the Walmart-a-thon event during the late to mid-March. So stay tuned for more information on when these will go for pre-order, because I'm excited about this line, folks. So stay tuned. A few little notes I want to add. They gave us an update on the upcoming Hasbro Sky Striker that I am just like, man, I am so ready for that thing. I'm preparing. I'm getting my little figures together because I cannot wait for this Sky Striker. This is so exciting. But they gave us a bit of an update on the Sky Striker. They presented the Wayne Ruthel file card. He's never had one in the previous G.I. Joe line back in the day. He's actually receiving a file card within the G.I. Joe HasLab Sky Striker project. So that was awesome to see. What's really cool is that they announced that anybody that did going on this HasLab project will receive an email version of the Wayne Ruthel file cards. What an awesome gesture from the Hasbro team in providing everybody that's going in on this project this item. I mean, it just adds to the anticipation, and it adds to that excitement that we all have for this Sky Striker. And what an ingenious idea to provide fans with this email Wayne Ruthel card. I'll be checking my emails because I'm ready. I want my file card. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Great job to the G.I. Joe Classified team for thinking of this, and phenomenal job overall in everything that they presented. They looked like they were having fun. They're in it. They're really locked in, and it really showed. And as a G.I. Joe fan, I couldn't be more happy. Now, one final note I wanted to touch on is the G.I. Joe Saturday morning cartoon comic that is out right now. It dropped on February 16th, and it is in the same style and storytelling as the Sunbow animated series. So that appeals to me. So I definitely want to stop by the comic shop and pick that up. So if that's something that you're interested in, you definitely might want to check that out as well. All right, folks, that's all I have for this episode. Woo, boy, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in, but I'm excited, folks. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on everything that's been revealed during today's event? Are you excited? Or are you on the fence? Do you have mixed feelings on everything? Was there something that you was hoping to be revealed that wasn't? So I'm interested to see what your thoughts are on this. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. I want you to join Team Multiverse. Hit that subscription button right now. Also, folks, hit that like button. It will really help get the channel out there. Smash that bell notification so that you are notified for when my videos do drop. And if you did all that, I appreciate it. And I thank you. And I want to send a huge shout out to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for all of your support. I can never say thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And folks, until next time, be good to one another. Be safe. Stay tuned. Get to those pre-orders if you're interested and if you can. And always remember that knowing is half the battle. And until next time, folks, bye for now.